With us now is Colleen Middleton. Welcome to the show, Colleen. How are you?
Wonderful. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you for your service. I wanted to tell you how much that means to me. As we talked on the phone, I grew up in that patriotic singing group, and I just love everything that you stand for. You are a rarity in that you own a trucking company. You're in transportation. Tell us about that and how that started for you.
Actually had it got started with my time in the military. I was in logistics, and recently, I guess it was right before COVID, my family and I came together, and we were talking about what we could do, um, you know, in this time as a family. And my oldest son was a CDL driver, so it sort of propelled us to get do, the trucking. And then once COVID started, it really showed us what a need there was for what we were doing. So we're really to be serving the United States and serving the citizens of this country in just a different way now.
There's a truck driver shortage. Why is that?
Well, there's a lot of different reasons. A lot of the truck drivers that we've had in the past are retiring. There's not as many new truck drivers coming on. There's a lot of regulation, a lot of government oversight. And so it does make it quite difficult to get started in this industry. And it can be very rough, if you're out on the road days, weeks, sometimes months at a time away from your families. I think there's a lot of culminating factors that people are looking at and really not sure if it's for them anymore, or they've heard stories of how difficult it can be. um, there is quite a push, though, to get more people into trucking, especially women. So that's something that's really exciting, and the number of women that are entering this profession is growing, and that's a really exciting thing. So as a woman in this industry, I like to see that.
There's also something else that's very exciting, and you, as a veteran, are also helping homeless veterans. And that, to me, just speaks volumes about who you are at the core of your being. So important right now. So, tell us about that opportunity and what it is that you're working toward.
So in the last year, we talked to a lot of people, potential drivers, things like that, interviewing. And I think when you're a veteran and you're speaking to another veteran, a lot of times we have such commonality that you want to share that story. And so I've had so many veterans share with me that at one point they were homeless. And that just breaks my heart that anybody that has served our country, has fought for our freedom, doesn't have a place to lay their head down at night. And some of the reasons for that is when you get out of the military, you lose that social structure, that support. And I myself struggled with that when I got out, not having that structure, the infrastructure there. And I think that can be the start of it. And then there's also, there's a lot of mental health issues, things that were experienced in the military, and it just kind of leads to a downward spiral. What I have found is that we want to reach out there and bring these two issues together. So you have there's a driver shortage right now, and if we can marry that up with completely qualified individuals, they served in the military. A lot of the things that we do in the military is very similar between the trucking industry and things that we do in the military. So this is a really good fit to get these individuals that are probably unemployed. We can get them back into a situation where they're with people that understand that structure of the military and give them another opportunity to thrive, just serving our country in the transportation industry instead of the military.
I think that's a fabulous idea, Colleen, and I applaud you for that. Now, what is the name of your company so that I know you said sometimes it's difficult, but tell us about that and why you decided to name it that.
So the name of our company is Exaribus Logistics, And ex Rebus is actually a name that I just made up and I trademarked. It's a combination of the words excellence and then the Latin word rebus, which means business or prosperity. So it means excellence in business. And that's really what we want to stand for is, being the very best that we can be with what we're doing.
Now, will you help somebody get their CDL license? Like, what if somebody calls you and they say, you know what, Colleen, I'm looking for work. I think I would like to, come and work with you. What's a process for them? How can we onboard them?
So they would have to get a CDL license. There's two different scenarios that we could go with that. One is that if they already have somewhat of a certain background driving heavy equipment in the military, there's a waiver that they can fill out and get credit for that experience to get their CDL license. The other way is to actually go to a CDL licensing school. And, if we have somebody contact us, we can put them in touch with some good CDL schools that will help them get through that process. And, we would love to have them come work for us, but if they go work for somebody else, that's okay too. We just want to make sure that they're getting what they need, getting the help that they need, and, putting them to work and getting them back on their feet.
Well, Colleen, that is absolutely wonderful. I applaud you, your family. I've had a good time getting to know you. And thank you again for your service. And thank you again for launching this company. Women in transportation, women in trucking, you're doing it. You're representing so many people. You represented our country and you still do. And I thank you for that. Very, very sincerely, I thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And thank all the people out there that are letting us haul their freight. There is one thing, if I can share this, we're going to be starting, and this is going to be to help our homeless veterans, is we're going to have t-shirts. Um, whoops, I'm sorry. Um, we're going to have t-shirts made up. They have the American flag on the sleeve with our Ex Cerebus logo. And all the money that we raise from these shirts, we're going to be putting this towards helping homeless veterans, whether it's getting their CDL license, getting in that first truck, whatever we can do to help them. The profits of those shirts are going to go towards our homeless veteran initiative. So, I hope everybody will buy one and help us out with that.
Excellent. Thank you, Colleen. Happy journeys to you until I see you in person. Big hearts. Sending you my big heart.
Thank you.
Okay, be well.
Thank
Bye,
you.
my friend. Bye bye.